Long ago, in a dystopian future, there was a huge population boom. And there weren't enough resources to go around. So the government came up with an idea to ration food, which is what this movie is about. This takes place in a vertical prison where prisoners are stacked on top of each other. Every day, a giant robotic arm comes down and delivers a gigantic rectangular platform of food that caters for everyone on every level. The thing is, though, it's only big enough to feed people on one level at a time. And so every day a new level gets to feast on the platform until it's completely empty. Then once it's empty, the next level down gets access to it, and then the next level, and so on and so forth. This continues until the platform is completely picked clean by the time it reaches the bottom level. And then the process starts all over again. Goreng, who plays Ivan here, is a new prisoner that arrives on the 47th floor. He's a white-collar corporate criminal, and he's actually done some research on this prison beforehand. He knows how it works, and he's prepared for it. In fact, he is actually excited to be here, because this means his debt to society will be reduced by 6 years, and because he's in the upper levels, he'll get to eat really good food. But Goreng quickly learns that life on the platform isn't as easy as he thought it would be. For one, there are different social classes on each level. On the lower levels, it's absolute chaos and anarchy. There's fighting, stealing, killing. But on the higher levels, it's a little more civilized. There's even a kind of police force to maintain order. Anyway, when the platform arrives, Goreng finds himself on the second tier of this level. This means he doesn't get to eat from the platform, but instead he gets whatever scraps fall from the first tier above him. Now he knows that on this level, if he just waits patiently and doesn't make any trouble, he'll be moved up a tier after 2 weeks, which means he'll get access to the platform and all the food he wants. So that's what he does. 2 weeks pass and he's moved up to the top tier. Finally, he can feast on the platform. But it turns out that's not as easy as he thought it would be either. You see, while waiting for the platform, he made friends with a guy called Mute. Mute is very quiet, hence his name. But he also has a pet rat named Ugly, and they're both going to help Goreng get what he wants. You see, the problem now is that the platform has a variety of foods on it, but it's all behind locked glass cases. To open these glass cases, you need special keys, and the way you get these keys is by doing work. Everyone on the platform is given a wristband with a little screen on it that tells them what tasks they need to do in order to unlock the glass cases. Goreng is able to complete his tasks easily and ends up getting a key for himself. But his friend Mutia struggles a lot more. As it turns out, Mute is an ex-convicted murderer who did something terrible in his past life. Because of this, no one wants to befriend him, meaning he has no one to help him complete his tasks. Luckily though, Goreng is willing to help and he ends up becoming one of Mute's few friends. Together they help each other open up the glass cases and get their hands on the best food. While all this is happening, we learn more about the world outside the vertical prison. We learn that the entire world is in a state of famine. Even the rich and powerful aren't safe from starvation, and the only ones who are immune are the scientists who created the platform system. They live in a penthouse at the top of the building and have access to unlimited amounts of food. It has also revealed that those who run the platform system believe they re-helping humanity by thinning out the herd. Every day the platform kills hundreds, if not thousands of people. And those scientists think this is for the greater good. One day Goreng comes across a TV in one of the cells. It's here. He learns that there's another way out of this prison. If you manage to stay alive for 6 months, you can trigger a self-destruct button in your wristband and earn yourself a noble death. If you're caught, though, your head will explode. Now that Goreng knows there's another way out, he becomes even more determined than ever to survive. He sees the madness happening below him and realizes that if he stays here long enough, he might become desensitized to it. He doesn't want this to happen, and so he wants to leave. He decides to try and recruit as many people as possible before he leaves. This includes Mute and his pet rat, Ugly. Unfortunately, though, most people don't take him seriously. They'd rather play it safe and stick with the platform. Those that Goreng recruits, though, form a gang that helps him dismantle the platform. When the platform arrives the next day, Goreng's group manages to hide in the food compartments. When the people on the platform notice that the food has disappeared, They panic. They start smashing the glass cases and stealing whatever they can. This gives Goreng's group enough time to escape. They make it to the maintenance shaft and begin their journey up the building. While they're climbing, Ugly, the rat, gets injured. Despite being loyal and brave throughout their whole ordeal, Ugly dies soon after. Mute is devastated by this. But Goreng reminds him that Ugly had a noble death. At least he didn't die hungry. The survivors continue their journey upwards until they reach the highest level, which is guarded by armed men. These guys shoot at our protagonists, but they all manage to survive and sneak inside. What they find is a huge greenhouse full of delicious food. These scientists thought they were so smart, but they never considered someone would infiltrate their base. Realizing what's happened, they grab Goreng and threaten to kill him if he doesn't help them grow food. However, they soon realize that without the technology from the lower levels, they're not capable of growing anything. And so Goreng and his friends leave them with nothing, realizing the scientists won't be so cocky once they starve to death. At this point, the film has two possible endings. The original ending is a bleak one. With no other way out, Goreng and his friends end up cannibalizing the scientists and eating them. This is the harsh reality of this dystopian future. There's no happy ending. However, the film's director later revealed an alternate ending that he envisioned. In this version, Goreng and his friends decide to hold the scientists hostage and demand that they let everyone out of the vertical prison. They then set off an EMP to destroy the security systems and bring the guards to their knees. Finally, they lead everyone to safety, making it out into the world together. Personally, I prefer the original ending. I think it's much more realistic. Things don't always have to have a happy ending. Sometimes it's better to leave things open to interpretation. What did you guys think? Which ending do you prefer? Also, do you know any other films that have multiple endings or alternate endings? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm the host, and until next time, stay cool!